You're now listening to the Something Good Podcast Network. Please press any key to continue.
Fuck the Eagles.
Eric Clapton was better by himself.
I don't know. No, fuck all that shit. Welcome to this week's edition of the Couch Potatoes. I'm Alex.
Cap's not here.
No Cap, but
Morrison.
that's right. No, this week we floated a couple episode ideas in the past of being like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, and Cap's kind of given like I don't know if I could talk about that. So what we started doing is we started making a list of all the ones that Cap was like, I don't know if I'd have too much to say on that. And now we're just going to do the episodes ourselves because Cap's running off being a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Playing
Country
in
star.
bands. Country star.
God, they're going to really hate his fucking stance on Jesus. That demographic's going to eat him alive.
I do love the ongoing joke that like even Cap is like the worst person off mic.
He is.
He isn't.
This isn't some inside joke. Everyone knows this. Everyone in the Discord who's met Cap and me know
that Cap's the problem
yeah,
child,
Cap's
not
the fucking
you.
problem, not me. I think I've met like 3 people in the Discord, maybe 4.
No, but this week, something that Chris and I, it was one of those things we were just talking. It was like, oh shit, we actually watched a lot of this shit together around the same time.
Oh yeah,
it was cooking shows, Food Network, and
bitches making stuff.
Oh fuck yeah, and because that wound up being just kind of the universal thing, whether you went to your grandma's house or later on when you got cable, it's like a cooking show was something that everyone could watch.
I will say, like, there was a point like, by the time I hit 4th grade, I didn't need like a babysitter, so my dad was like, "Yeah, just stay home." And during the summertime, I would just stay home, and I would cook. And this is kind of weird, but for like a solid month, our TV was kind of fucked up. Only thing that was on was Martha Stewart, so I'd do that.
Yeah,
make omelets every day and play with Legos. And then the movies would come on. And
yeah.
It's just like, I watched a lot of Martha Stewart, and then when you find out later that she's a thug, like,
you're like, this makes a lot of sense.
Cold bitch.
Cold bitch thing.
Have you seen her new ad with the lighter or the big lighter?
Yes,
with the spout?
with Snoop.
Yeah, they're great for candles. And Snoop's like, for other shit too.
She's like, what, Snoop? He's like, you heard me.
Bitch, you the felon. You the thug. You the one that went to prison, not me.
No, but and what actually reminded me of this was the other week I was watching this show, and it's
a little cringy.
Yeah, I showed it to Chris before we started this up because I was like, this actually might be a good starting point. If you go on Netflix, there's a show called
If You Still Have It.
Yeah, if you good God.
I heard they got ads now.
Well, they're optioning an idea for ads.
And you can't share your password anymore.
They're really cracking down on password sharing.
What a shit time to be alive.
But dude, look at how much their stock has plummeted.
Maybe they should start renting DVDs.
Like, seriously, it's not been this low since, like, I can kind of pull up the graph and zoom in a little. Maybe since the middle of 2017, it's not been this low.
Maybe,
so that's a lot.
Maybe they should have partnered with MGM and Universal 3 years ago when they had the chance.
I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, Netflix had the option to do. So like Warner Brothers got with HBO,
right?
Paramount got with CBS, Comedy Central, MTV,
and now Discovery owns Warner.
Yeah, so it all became like an echelon of, hey, we're breaking cable. Everyone's cable cutting. Let's redo cable, but online.
Right.
So now Universal and MGM had an idea of going full stream with all their back catalog because Universal's still standing, and because Fox had failed. Fox went down. Universal's like, no, fuck no.
No, we're not going to do this.
We can't sell out to the mouse. Maybe Viacom.
Just not the mouse.
Just not the mouse. Then they would just own Florida. But it's kind of weird because they had this almost like MGM is like classic movies, but they still have a lot of bangers going all the way up to like 2000. And Universal, that's Michael Bay Central almost. It's just kicking out movie after movie after movie. But Netflix had just said no. We're going to do our own original content, which they still could have fucking done.
Yeah.
But with Universal, like think of how awesome like King Kong would have been if it was like straight to Netflix instead of HBO.
Well, I mean, but HBO is holding their own right now.
Yeah, because they're partnered with fucking Warner Brothers, DC, every other motherfucker on top tier.
Oh yeah.
Plus, they have exclusivity rights to movies coming up. Like they have Batman.
Yeah.
Because they have DC.
Yep.
They have all of DC. They got all this new shit coming in. So now it's HBO, DC, Warner Brothers against Fox, Disney, Marvel.
Yeah.
So it kind of edges out. Now you still get your little mom and pop shops now, like Sony. I saw
love how you consider Sony a mom and pop shop.
It is now.
Yeah.
What the fuck else are they making besides PlayStations?
Spider-Man's.
Yeah, with a bunch of other Marvel characters from Disney.
Yeah.
So get fucked.
But no, so yeah, if you go on Netflix, there's a show called "Is This Cake?" or "Is It Cake?"
Is this a show?
Yeah, it barely, and it feeds off the trend of like about 2, 3, 4 years ago, where someone make like a hyper realistic cake, and then they'd have like the comparison right next to it. It'd be like the Instagram or TikTok or what the fuck ever video of like,
cake.
Is this real or is it cake? And it's the same thing. There's like the variations of like, is it a drawing or real? And it'll have like the M&M's packet next to like, a drawn M&M's packet, and you're supposed to guess which one before they reveal it. It's basically that, but in the form of a Netflix show now. And
Did you ever have foods class in high school?
I was homeschooled through high school, so technically yes.
We did realistic cakes.
Okay.
In school, and me and some buddies of mine made a apple cinnamon cake, but it was a dirt track for mountain bikes. We got the little our teacher bought us the little mountain bikes and stuff, and we stuck them in there. One dude made one group made a cheeseburger. They made like a 9-inch cheeseburger.
Oh, wow.
And it looked good for a bunch of high school kids.
Yeah.
All these things look badass. And then I'm just like watching that. And I'm just like, you took a niche subject on a Wednesday and just made it a career. Jesus.
And they really did. And it's like, the show would have been fine 4 years ago if it was on like actual TV with a better host. Because you recognize the host.
He's a former SNL.
Okay.
Character actor.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's bad. It's set up, and there's fundamental problems with the show from the ground up. I recommend at least watching the first episode. That's it. There's 8 total.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I've only watched the first episode now twice, and that's about all I care to stand. But what's fucked up is, everyone's supposed to guess. Okay, so this is the setup. The very first thing they do is there's a big old table full of real food items, and one of them is cake. And all the baking contestants are supposed to guess which one is the actual cake item. If they guess right, they get to bake in this first round. Then, from that moment on, they're told they have 8 hours to create their cake, as if there's going to be people sitting there for the entire 8 hours watching them do this.
Show magic.
There is not. So they've got 8 hours to make the cake, and then at the end of it, they bring in a panel of judges, and then they mix the decoy item with similar items, kind of like what they did for the round one, and then the judges are supposed to guess which one is the cake. If the person is able to fool the judges, they are able to move on to the next round and get $5,000. If they guess incorrectly, they do not get the money.
Yeah,
So it's like the judges have no incentive really to guess which one that gives the cake, because they want, in shows like that, the judges want to give the contestants money. Yeah. That's kind of the role of the whole thing. It makes it not feel like it's a shit show.
It's not a lot of money.
No, well, I did find out it's $10,000 per episode.
Yeah, but still, you get one motherfucker on a roll. Technically, he should win the whole thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's at the end of the like season, there would be like a max, amount.
Right.
If they could guess if it's cake or not. Like, make a mound of money and just make them guess if it's cake. And make the other ones make it. just to be like a fuck you to them.
Well, they kind of do that. So after all the judges guess, the person if anyone is able to fool the judges, they get $5,000, and then they can double the money by then guessing if this bag of money is real or fake. And they've got the two side by side, and the setup is horrible. And the thing that pissed me off is, again, no reality show is real. No competition show is exactly the way it's edited and shown. There's a lot of dramatization. But one thing that every show rebels against is cheating. And they always make it a big deal to show the cheating and like call it out and make it a point to be like, well, this is the reason why you're not moving forward. This motherfucker in episode 1 is having to make tacos that look like cake to fool judges, and he's worried that his do not look fake enough, so he decides to grab some of his jelly tomato colored discs, or cubes rather, and put them on the real tacos. And the problem is one of the judges guessed one of the tacos he put the fake tomatoes on, because he goes, look at the tomatoes, those look fake. He called out the real taco with the fake topping because of and he gets to move forward. No one calls him on it.
No, that's
and I'm like, that's fucked up.
So like competition cooking shows, are bullshit out the gate. Like we talked about it before, the Beat Bobby Flay, or my favorite is Chopped.
Okay. I've not watched a lot of Chopped.
That is a crock of shit going into the beginning. You got four, I think it's like 3 or 4 people, and then it whittles down to 3, then to 2, and that's it. 3 rounds. Appetizer, entree, dessert. And they give you, a box full of bullshit.
Okay.
Like, make me a dessert with gummy bears, rock salt, and like bologna. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, if you're poor enough, that's that's a treat. Make a bologna cake, which is a real thing.
Ugh. I was poor. I didn't think I was ever that poor, though. Well, actually, no, we were that poor. We just wouldn't stoop to that level.
Yeah, but they cheat in that show too, because they'll take something like eel guts or some shit and fry them, and but they'll add other stuff from the pantry. They have a pantry, and I'm just like, no, you don't get none of that. Nah, this should be like broke Chopped. Oh, I need you to make an appetizer of what? Cheese Whiz ketchup packets from the McArnold's. No, not even a fucking McDonald's. Just like some fly-by-night burger stand.
Food truck.
Yeah, and you have to ask for special sauces, like the horsey sauce or the Chick-fil-A sauce. Some of that bougie shit. Meanwhile, you're stuck in here with some Heinz ketchup packets that expired in '93. You got a half box of crackers, not even a full box of crackers, a half box of crackers, some fucking what is that cheap pepperoni that's in a bag.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all you get. That's all you got. And a lukewarm can of biscuits.
Well, I'll tell you a show I feel probably the show that's the closest to being an actual real food competition show is probably Cutthroat Kitchen.
Yeah.
Cutthroat Kitchen with Alton Brown is one of the coolest shows. I don't know how many episodes you've seen.
That would facilitate you not cheating, but it facilitates how you can fuck over somebody.
Well, it facilitates the fact that there's not a lot of trickery going on with the food.
No.
That's what I like about it. A lot of time with food competitions, exactly what you said, they're a lot of going to the pantry and patting things. And even we did find out, even with Iron Chef, the chefs did know what the secret ingredient was an hour before taping. It's not like they knew a lot before going into it, but an hour before taping, they found out what the secret ingredient was. So there's even still a little bit of trickery, even with an Iron Chef type show.
And anything that involves a time limit is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I think they give them 10 or 30 minutes in the kitchen for chopping. I'm just like, no. Mm-hmm. No way in hell.
No.
That's a goddamn. Oh, and all right, they're hands up, you're done.
Yeah.
They do that shit.
Oh, yeah. No way.
And it's just hands done. And they're like, all right, guys, walk around. And they're just like, all right, how do you guys feel? It's like, okay, good. They're lined up in front of the judges. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Let's see your food. And they roll out the food, and then they do the front cut of each guest. And if you look behind them, the lights are out, and the fucking kitchens are spick and fucking span.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a big time jump cut. I think someone said, I think I was reading like an AMA on Reddit with like an old Hell's Kitchen contestant, and they said the shortest turnaround in his time, and he made it up to like the top 8 or so. Like, he made it through a good number of rounds. He said the shortest amount of time between finishing the food and then judges tasting it was 45 minutes.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
It's like, your food's dead by then, man.
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Yeah, exactly. But no, with Cutthroat Kitchen though, with that one, the only kind of trickery I think they could possibly do is they might know what dishes Alton's going to say beforehand. Because what happens is he comes down, gives everyone a stack of cash, and then says, okay, I need you to make me a grilled cheese sandwich. Just a nice, basic grilled cheese sandwich. You have 30 seconds in the pantry to grab everything you need starting now. Everyone runs in there, grabs, all their bougie breads, all their fancy cheeses, all this other shit, runs back to their podium. He goes, okay, great. Now here's where your money comes into play. And he starts selling sabotages. Mm-hmm. And he's like, win this prize and you get to replace everyone's cheese in their basket with these Cheez-Its. Mm-hmm. Do I hear $100? And then it's basically a race to the bottom. Everyone is now bidding the money that they could win at the end of the episode on sabotages. They could walk away with nothing but still be the winner. That's the fucked up part of the game.
You get one guy on there who's been broke all his life. Just fucking kill it.
Oh,
He won't spend a dime to sabotage nobody. He's like, oh, you made a Cheez-It sandwich? Yeah, I've had a Cheez-It sandwich. Yeah, man. Like, he'd be looking at the pantry, got 30 seconds. Man, that's a lot of shit in here. I'm at a grocery store? Fuck, man. Where's the white bread?
We've got the sourdough. We've got whole grain.
Man, I don't want no nasty ass salty bread, man. Give me some. I guess I'll spend the Wonder Bread.
There's no money spent, sir. You just grab.
Like a church.
Yes, like a church.
Oh shit! Oh, all right. I gotta be one loaf of bread. I don't want to take from Jesus.
But see, here's the other fucked up part. So it's like after everyone spends money on their sabotages, and they're like, okay, go. And it could be anything from like I said, swap everyone's cheese for Cheez-Its, or even more extreme ones of like all your cooking has to be done in the single baby cast iron pan. You can't have doubles, you can't do anything. The only cooking you can do is in the saucer size.
That one broke Hillbilly's got them all killed.
Well, exactly, but at the end of it, after they have to make their excellent grilled cheese, then he brings in a judge. And the judge, quote unquote, doesn't know or care what your sabotages are. All he's looking for is a good grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest hook of it all. It's like they can't even use, well, my cheese did get swapped out. Like, they're not allowed to say what their sabotage was.
Exactly. Too bad.
Exactly. Too fucking bad. It's Cutthroat Kitchen. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. Contestants 2 and 1 had amazing gooey cheese, this and the other. It feels like your take on this grilled cheese just really didn't hit. I'm sorry, you're out.
I would like to see a cooking show. This is just an idea of a cooking show of these like top elite chefs running a fast food place.
Oh wow, yeah.
And, like, all right, so I'm going to be your boss starting next week. All right, so we're going to change some things. We're going to get this, full running, great crew. And then he gets then like the first day starts, and he's just like, "Hey, Billy called out." What? Oh yeah, it's fast food, motherfucker. People call out.
This isn't fine dining.
Yeah, no. Who's going to run the fryer? Well, Jenny's out sick, so
these aren't Michelin chefs, dude. these are 16 to 19-year-olds.
Meanwhile, the one guy who's making the burgers and the sandwiches, he's like, "Hey man, can you run the fryer?" What the fuck did you say to me? Huh?
I do fucking everything in this kitchen already. God damn it! You mean to tell me I have to run the fucking fire? I fucking quit.
And then at the end of the night, he's like, "Hey, did you count the money? What are you talking about? Did you count the fucking money, bro? Fuck you, man."
Yeah, money. Yeah, it's in the register.
Because all of like Gordon Ramsay's stuff, he's got high paid cleaners to clean the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, I've saw them motherfuckers. They from the floor up, man. They clean that shit up. They're not even cooks. They're just cleaning that motherfucker constantly while they're working. But no, I would that would be the show.
Yeah.
All right. So Gordon Ramsay, I need you to run this Wendy's off I-95 for 2 days. One girl is 8 months pregnant. One guy is a stoner. one girl calls out every third Thursday. It's kind of weird.
And guess which Thursday you're working?
Yeah. You got a full staff, minus the ones that call out. Oh, and it's college game day, so everyone's out.
And because it's college game day, we're gonna be really busy.
Yeah. Oh shit! A bus full of cheerleaders rolled up 5 minutes before close. Get them McNuggets ready.
Well, it's like, but all of this for me started as soon as we got cable or satellite TV. We actually skipped over cable. We had antenna TV, the bunny ears for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, it was like overnight. We went to the store and we were looking at these pamphlets that had all these TV stations on it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I was like,
Dish Network, DirecTV, something like that.
What is all this? What's DirecTV? Yeah, and then within a week, we had a damn satellite dish on the top of our roof, and we had thousands of channels. And I was like, oh, this is what they always talk about with all the channels. And then we found the Food Network. And it was just fucking game over. Alton Brown, Good Eats, Unwrapped, Emeril Lagasse Live,
Mario Batali, all them other.
Oh yeah, Mario Batali. Who did the 30-minute dishes?
Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray, yeah, we watched that one a lot too.
Yeah, she'd fuck some shit up.
She's like, fuck you, I'm going to make an entire dish in the amount of time it's taking you just to gawk at me just doing this.
Yeah.
Watch.
I can do both, bitch. I remember she got in trouble because she had come out with some type of dog treats or something. And like fucked up a bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
I'm just like, she's meant to make people food.
Not dog food.
Not dog food. Stop giving your dogs special treats. Give them bacon.
And then after a while, the queen of Southern cooking, old Paula Deen.
Yeah. Paula Dean's got some ideas.
She definitely has some ideas, but for a minute, she was the cooking queen, the Southern queen on there.
And she got canceled because she had black staff at a catering event. But
that was plantation themed.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. But once you get to the border of Mississippi, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? They don't give a fuck, so why should everybody else?
Still, though, it's like, even if it wasn't done,
well, you're telling me, you can say all this shit about like whoever. You're telling me you wouldn't still, get a barbecue sandwich from fucking Paula Deen?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I'd kill it.
I'm just saying.
I'm like Cap. I like Paula Deen. I think she's right.
Poor Cap. He'd be like, oh, come on, man.
He listens from Vanna White.
But no, so it's like...
That bitch can't cook.
She was... I always reminded her, though, because... She had an infinity with butter, and it always makes me wonder.
That was like the joke.
Yes,
because everything she made was American South cooking, so it is butter heavy.
Yeah,
but like if you go up north, it's like, oh, they got a bunch of fucking extra virgin olive oil and shit. Like it's just some weird Italian bullshit. Yeah, they're like Rachel Ray, same thing. She just used EDOO. She had her own fucking version of it, and it's just like, just say it's made of hazelnuts. You lying bitch. Because that's another thing she got in trouble for. She was promoting some type of extra virgin olive oil, and then some company came in and was like, no, that's not olives at all. It's made of hazelnuts.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Because you make hazelnuts taste like anything.
Because see, after a while, after 30-minute meals, I kind of quit paying attention to Rachel Ray. Like as soon as she got her daytime show, I kind of just went, yeah, I'm done with you.
I wasn't a big fan of Alton Brown for the longest time because we had to watch him in foods class. I'm like, this dumb motherfucker.
Oh, but I loved him. I loved Good Eats.
He had that show. We were watching that. I'm just like, what is this goofy motherfucker going to teach?
He was telling us science mixed with cooking, man. It was awesome.
Cooking.
It was Peter Parker if he didn't get bitten by a spider and just got into cooking instead.
Got hit by a radioactive frying pan.
Yes. Alton Brown is Peter Parker getting hit by a radioactive frying pan.
Like, all right, I get the science. I get there is a science part because he's talking about baking soda, baking powder. Bread rises. How you cook. Certain type of vegetables a certain way. Low temperature this, high temperature this. Dude, in a kitchen, It's trial by fire, man. You're gonna learn this the hard way. Hey, why'd you? What happened? Why's this pan smoking? I don't know. You put like a gallon of fucking virgin olive oil in there and you put the thing on high. It's supposed to be a low tip. Fuck, whatever.
Yeah, well, and that absolutely, and that's the only way I learned too. I've fucked up so many good pieces
You
of
ever watch
meat.
someone fuck up and you kind of like time kind of stops?
Yeah.
That happened to me one time. We were in a restaurant, and it was cool. We had the IFH guy come in, the restaurant supply guy, and he gave us catfish fillets.
Yeah.
And then he gave us a Cajun flour to try.
Okay.
Full bag. And our boss, we didn't sell fish at that time.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, Chris, pan fry, batter it, pan fry it. Let's see how it is. And we'll do like catfish appetizers, like bites or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm frying fish. It's not fucking new to me. It's standard, batter it, flour it, throw in the fucking pan.
Yeah.
I got this motherfucker on medium. All right, I put everything away. I got two more pieces in there. I cut it down. And I'm like, Ken, I need you to watch this. I got to take a fucking piss, dude. He's like, yeah, heard, whatever. And I walk away. I come back, and time stopped as soon as I hit that fucking doorway. I saw it, and like the flame went up into the vent.
Yeah.
Our fire alarm system luckily didn't kick on. It went up, and Ken grabs the pan away from the oven. And away from the exhaust vent. And the ceiling's like this. It was like a popcorn ceiling.
Right.
He pulls the pan and makes a sharp left and tosses it in the sink. And time has stopped. Like this took less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it felt like an hour.
Right.
Dude, I kept a thing of flour above the stove.
Yeah.
In case of a fuck up like that.
Yeah.
Because it was an old range.
Right. So there's grease and gunk, years of...
the restaurant never got taken care of before me and Ken got there. And I said, flour. That's all I said. Flour. He grabs the fucking hose and hits, like a dishwasher hose.
No,
You guys got the hand trigger?
yes,
He goes,
no.
one squirt. Whoosh. And it went up.
My
Dude,
God.
it fucking engulfed the fucking room for a split second. And it just fireball. And then it just gone. And nothing
God.
Nothing caught.
Yeah.
But I was just like, God damn. And I didn't run.
Yeah.
I did walk fast. And I grabbed that Cambro container of flour and went all over the fucking flour every goddamn. I could make dough off that motherfucker. And he's like, what the fuck? He's just like, dude, I turned it on low. Did you turn it up? He's like, yeah, it wasn't cooking. He turned it all the way up. And the gas regulators on there aren't great. So instead of a nice blue flame, it was
all the way up around it.
All the way to the ram. You can flambe that fucking shit if you want to. And I'm like, Bob came back here. He's like, hey guys, that fish was great. I'm just like, this is the last time we're doing it. Because we didn't have fryers. That was the thing. That was
okay, yeah.
We never. It was a vegan restaurant that didn't have fryers.
Wait, a vegan restaurant that sent y'all salmon?
We were trying it out.
Okay.
No, it's a vegetarian restaurant, but they had vegan dishes.
Right.
But it was like a cafe. But yeah, he didn't have fryers, so he's like, let's pan fry it. Okay, fuck it.
No, I didn't have anything quite that bad, but it was a really busy season at the restaurant I was working in, and it was football season, and so they had me on fryer, so I was dropping wings all the fucking time. So, and of course, when you drop wings, even if you par fry them, because we'd par fry, if we knew it was game day, we'd par fry a good bucket or two and keep it in the walk-in. That way, all we had to do was just grab a good handful, flash fry it, finish cooking it, get a nice. Plus, it actually helps give it a nice little crispness.
It makes it crispier.
Exactly. So, but we always did that for game day. But dude, even with that, you're still waiting a good 5-10 minutes per drop just to make sure and we had thick wing boys. They weren't little small pieces. So we're still waiting a good 5 minutes per drop just to make sure everything's good to roll. And we had a new guy on the flat top. And I look over, and he's got all the lines of burgers up, and he cheeses them, throws a little water under it, puts the pan down, smoke it down. I'm like, cool, he's good. I turn back over, keep my chicken baskets over here, all my fry baskets over here, and checking everything, calling out tickets, getting it rolling. I look back over, and that dome is still on there, and I know that time sometimes like you said, freezes when you're like really in the moment, moving fast. So like maybe I just now looked at it 2 seconds later. Okay, whatever. No, by this point I've already dropped some new things of wings and fries, and I look over and that dome is still on top, and I'm
Hot
like,
as
hey,
fuck.
buddy, you probably want to check on that burger. And he's like, what, already sent them all out? I said, no, there's one still under that dome. I said, you just cheesed it. I said, there was one with cheese. I said, actually, that's the one still waiting right there. I said, the fries have been in the window. He goes, oh, shit. Flips it open. Dude, when I say there's no cheese left on this burger and it's all on the flat top.
It's all puddled. I'm surprised it didn't melt the fucking burger.
It was completely black.
Yeah.
He just lifted up. It was just a black gunk underneath. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And he's a teenager. So he's like, oh, what do I do? I don't know.
You kill yourself in the parking lot.
Yeah, so now he's like freaking out in the middle of all of it. And I'm just like, I drop everything in the oil, walk over there. I'm like, scraping it up. I'm like, don't worry about it. Toss it in the trash. I'm like, use that. Throw cheese on that. Redo that. That's the last ticket. They can wait a minute. Get this out the fucking door.
Yeah. It's funny because like you see all these people like going back to cooking shows for like, a lot of the stuff. I think it's a little bougie on some of the stuff they do. It's like Paula Deen even gets kind of bougie on her stuff too. It's like, oh, well, we're making fried chicken when we're using. Why are you using like 16 fucking ingredients? It's fried chicken. You're not KFC. The fuck.
But I don't know. That's when I go 50-50. Is it bougie or just?
No, I'm talking about presentation. Like they do the presentation and shit. Like I know your food's supposed to look nice, but fuck, man. If you're just making fried chicken looks the same across the board. All right. No matter what you put in the flour, no matter what you put in the fucking oil, what kind of oil you use.
Yeah.
I was like, get fucked. Like I make brownies. You know this.
Yeah.
I make a shit ton of brownies.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a fuck how they look.
No, I don't give a shit how they look either. They taste great.
Yeah. And I'm making cookies today. Dude, I didn't make those things to shape. I don't have a fucking scoop. I was just like hand, boop, hand, boop. Like,
well, and see, and that's the biggest crux with the Is It Cake show that we were watching earlier too. It's like, even though they're trying to make it good, it's like, we're going to use a funfetti cake, or this is going to be a hazelnut icing on it.
It tastes like shit.
Any cake that's made to look that good is not going to taste good. I would rather a cake look like, a toddler completely obliterated it, but it'd be like an orgasm in my mouth than like, oh, wow, look how shimmery and pretty and pristine it is. And it'd just be like,
I'll say this. I've been cooking for a while. I can make one of the best pound cakes you've ever had from scratch.
Yeah.
Not a problem. 3 ingredients. Cup. That's it. Cup of flour, cup of sugar, cup of eggs. That's it. That's all I put in it.
Yeah.
It'd be the best goddamn pound cake you've ever fucking had. I'll add 1 ingredient, lemon flavoring. That's it. That's it. Guess what? Betty Crocker's got all that shit in a box. Ready to rock. All right? Dude, I cannot, for the life of me, tell the difference between a cake I make to like a Betty Crocker like box cake.
Yeah.
Now, you can do it with brownies, because brownies, the ingredients are a little bit different. The cocoa powder is not sifted right, But you're not going to fucking tell the difference. Bullshit. That's a goddamn lie.
Well, I feel like you'll remember what it is, but the whole reason boxed cake mix even became a thing is it was like a 50s or 60s housewife propaganda thing that they were pushing. It was the same thing of like
the original box cake came from wartime, like late 40s, early to mid 40s, because of rationing.
Right.
And they're like, you don't need a pound of fucking flour. What do you want to make? And a guy came up with the idea, let me just put everything in a bag and just hand it to the bitch. Right?
Right.
Because, like, unless you're Italian or Hispanic, there's no fucking reason for you to have a 50-pound bag of flour.
No.
All right? No fucking reason at all. If you're going to make your own noodles, that's fine. We live in a day and age where you don't have to. It's in a box.
Yeah.
I got 14 boxes right now. I don't give a fuck.
We got pasta for days.
I got pasta for days. Carb load like a motherfucker. But it's convenience.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's super processed. It's processed just like everything else. It's just mixed in a bag.
Yeah.
And then you get down to kind of hold the idea of, well, it's, process this. It just tastes. No, it doesn't. It tastes all the fucking same. It's raw ingredients that you're dealing with.
Actually, I remember what it was now. So interesting. It kind of plays into this, but I remember what it was now. The original Betty Crocker cake mix. Originally, all you had to do It was add water.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do.
Because
Get the cake mix.
They had powdered eggs, powdered milk.
Yep.
Everything you need.
Everything you needed. Consumers rejected the idea that all you needed to do was add water. It wasn't like today's society. It was back then when a lot of things, not a lot of prepackaged foods were very common yet. Everything was still made from scratch, homemade. Consumers rejected it because they were like, this feels wrong. All we're doing is adding water to this mix and eating it. This feels weird. So they actually changed the formula to where they were like,
eggs and oil and all
yeah,
that shit.
okay, fine. Add a teaspoon of oil and 2 eggs. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, okay, well, this feels a little better now.
Let's say I'm making brownies. I need a cup of cocoa powder. I need a cup of flour, a cup of sugar. For $1.95, I can buy that in a box.
You can. You absolutely
I
can.
have eggs. I have water.
Yeah.
I have all this shit. Mm-hmm. I would have just been like, just give me a box that has water. Make it like mac and cheese, motherfucker. Just give me a box, add water. Done. I take away my hands from this.
Bam.
Bam. Bam.
Well, speaking of Bam, Emeril Lagasse.
Yeah. He ruined his life.
Well, see, what happened to Emeril? Because for some reason, his attitude and everything else, he wound up being like one of the guys I really gravitated toward as a kid, because Emeril live, I don't know, something about the setup of the show, his attitude, everything, I just really enjoyed it. And I think just the whole pork fat rules, Bam, I forget all the other little catchphrases he had, but I wanted to be Emeril for the longest time.
Emeril did a lot of like non-healthy stuff, but made it healthier.
Yeah.
Because like, go back to what you were talking about, like Paula Deen with butter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that is just stapled items.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have. People talk about, oh, you need to eat healthy. You're just like, motherfucker, I have this. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm cooking what I got, because it's convenient. If you got bread, you got cheese, you got butter, you got a grilled cheese.
Yep.
You paid your gas bill? Yeah.
You got a grilled cheese?
You take that shit outside on the grill? Yeah. Do it on the grill. I don't give a fuck. Charcoal that motherfucker.
Fuck it. You got a little ham and cheese sandwich, buddy.
Mesquite. But I remember just growing up, like where do they have all this stuff?
Yeah.
Like I remember like talking about buddies' kids, and they do all this. They're really, both of them are really into cooking. Mm-hmm. And the food is fantastic. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a brioche, because they're like, "Do you want a sandwich?" It's like, "Fuck yeah, I want a sandwich. Give me a sandwich."
Yeah.
But it was like, it was light. It was fine. I'm like, this is some. And they showed it on a paper plate.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you took the bougiest part of food and put it on a Dixie. Roll Tide, motherfucker.
Roll Tide.
Oh yeah. Oh, but I was just thinking, like, at home, as good as that sandwich was, if I just went home, took some bologna, put it in a pan, fried 2 pieces, put a slice of Kraft in the middle, on some toast with some mayonnaise. It's not going to beat that, like, because I'm so ingrained with white trash DNA. Like, it's fine. It works for me, man.
Well, see, and you know what? And the person I think that embraced that the hardest, rest his soul, Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
He embraced that the hardest. He could sit down and enjoy the finest caviar, but then will also be like, all right, cool, where's a Waffle House?
Yeah.
It's like he understood both sides of it.
Oh, we're going to the nicest restaurant in Singapore, and then we're going to fucking Phuket, fucking Thailand. What are we doing? We're eating the street tacos. This guy,
Yeah.
He just found out what a taco is. It's fucking fantastic. It's made of what was it? People? Fuck it.
And you know what? And that's what.
He did eat a live bird one time. Or no, not a live bird. It was ortolan.
Well, I mean, he also ate raw seal too.
But like, you know what the ortolan is? It's like a almost extinct bird.
Yeah.
And they make fun of it on American Dad, where you drown it in amaretto and you got to give it bird CPR, and then drown it again in cream de menthe. But like the ortolan, like the way you eat it with a thing over your head to hide your shame from God. You eat the whole bird.
Right.
Like, you eat the whole fucking thing. And I'm just like, fuck, that's awesome. Like as bougie, if you're going to be bougie about it, do it where it's illegal. Like freshly cooked panda steaks.
Well, Well, but again, that's just what I dug about him, because it's like after we, because he had a show on Food Network for a minute. He had like a season or a half a season of something on the
Without
Food
Borders
Network.
or something. No Borders with Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
He's just eating street food.
Yeah, and then I remember that mom really liked his attitude. And then all of a sudden he just wasn't on Food Network anymore. And I think around that same time, I think we got like satellite TV and internet around the same time, because I think it came as a package.
Yeah.
And I remember her looking it up and being like, oh, on the Discovery Channel, he has a show called No Reservations now.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we'll watch that. Like, boom, when it's brand new on. And all of a sudden, he's talking about watching the Dead Boys and CBGBs in New York City and this, that, and the other. And he's just like, fuck it. Let's have some absinthe, and shit like this. And like every episode was almost like a road diary and everything else. That was a brand new element to my love of cooking, because it's like Food Network glamorized the idea of, look at the pretty food and sparkly, and we're gonna add some cream fraiche, shit like that. And then Anthony Bourdain was like, now look at the real motherfuckers.
Yeah. Like him and Guy Fieri, like as much as everybody likes to make fun of that motherfucker, he's great to the food service industry. During the pandemic, he donated all that fucking money. Him and Lady Gaga just shelling out fucking movies.
Well, the problem is he looks like
a cartoon character.
What he looks like is if a hamster was radioactively shocked while drinking a Monster Energy. That's what he looks like.
I will say I do love his show, the Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, because it's just like he goes to North Carolina. He goes to Mississippi, Maine, California.
We've got some diner drive-in restaurants here.
Yeah.
The Penguin was one of them that's closed down now. Yeah. But one of them that I still visit frequently is Pinky's, right down the road from the Milestone. He visited there, and another place around the corner, Cabo Fish Taco, that's in the Nodi area. Yeah. So no, he absolutely, and that's every time I've talked to people, they're like, yeah, Food Network, the camera crews and everything, that was kind of a headache. Guy was great. Yeah. And guys actually made it a point to like pop his head into Charlotte without camera crews and stuff, just to like revisit the restaurants and like just hang out in the scene. He's like gone to a lot of Panthers games and shit. So again, it's because he looks like an ultra douchebag is the reason why people hate on him. But no, exactly what you said. He genuinely does do a lot of good shit for the service industry.
It's so funny because the dude went to the University of Las Vegas. Think about that. UNLV. He went to University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and like this motherfucker is a billionaire almost.
Yeah.
But I do love like he has like I'm not an Instagram person, but I've seen some of his stuff. I'm just like, if I was on Instagram, I'd probably follow him.
You need to make an Instagram.
No.
You do. You do.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
Because I'm being watched.
No, you're not. Who are you being watched by?
Amazon. Look up mirrors. See, it's not advertising. I will say that motherfucker has shown me all kinds of like coffee stuff. I've never looked up coffee on my phone. And now it's nothing but weed paraphernalia and coffee shit. Like,
all right, yeah. So, because I don't know if we've talked about it on Couch Press, we have on something good for you. Yeah, Chris has now moved into the house. Cap's now moving with his, living with his lady friend downtown. And
talk about bougie fucking area, right?
I was about to say, I was like, motherfucker, moving on up. He fucking left
Charlotte, but I still feel broke. Fuck.
He fucking left us in the dirt. He just rolled on up. He's just like, yeah, look at this big ass dick. I live downtown now.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, just putting his head up on us.
It's like shit.
Stiff upper lip.
I'm like, all right, whatever, motherfucker. Just get a couch. Anyway, so you live here now, but when you first moved in, you didn't like drink coffee, because it's like that was the one thing we'd always do, like those long trips to West Virginia, and we'd get up early in the morning sometimes and we'd hit the road and be like, hey, let's stop somewhere and I'll go in while you're filling up gas. You want your cup of coffee, and you're like, I don't get anything. It's like, really? And after a while, you're just like, yeah, I just really don't like coffee.
It's the taste.
Yeah.
It's just this, like, mud taste.
But then like, ever since you've moved to Charlotte, you've started smoking weed more and drinking coffee. At least your hot chocolates.
I got you. I got to drink my cappuccinos. That's the only thing I'll drink is a fucking cappuccino, like a bougie asshole. Yeah. That's the only thing I'll drink. But I won't use a machine.
Dude, a latte's great.
Yeah. That's what that is. It's a French vanilla latte. Mm-hmm. But, like, nah, I don't even put anything in it. Except for a York peppermint patty. I drop one of those fuckers because I have 100 of them. Yeah. I just drop it in the cup and start brewing. It's fucking delicious.
And I think the original competition show, though, has to be Iron Chef.
Yeah, it's up there.
That was like really televised.
Iron Chef, I didn't watch a lot of, but I remember I knew they had brought it back to Iron Chef America or some shit, and then they had that weird host, the Asian guy.
Well, they had weird hosts both times. That host was, I think, the son of the original host or something like that.
Yeah, but he's a weird dude.
Yeah,
and then like on Chopped, you got these people that are just like high and mighty, and it's like, get your ass on there. Let's see what you fucking make. What are you getting? I'm giving you a stale baguette, a fucking thing of old olives, and a human foot.
Go,
make me breakfast.
Well, no, so because it's like, so it was kind of a weird time period with all of this though, because it's like right as all that's kind of dying down, and Anthony gets his own show on Discovery Channel. All of a sudden on Fox, Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, that's a shit. I love Hell's Kitchen because they're such shit people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, we have Bar Rescue now. Your favorite show?
God damn it. Yeah, you got Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I got Paramount Plus. I broke and got.
Yeah, that fucking.
Well, one of us has got to get rid of Netflix now just to make up the compensation. but no, like Hell's Kitchen was so good, and then Kitchen Nightmares.
Yes,
was my shit.
Oh yeah, because they're just like, we're gonna go to this restaurant and fucking ruin you.
In the entire show, I think there was only 2
that survived.
Well, no, they didn't. Like, he couldn't help.
Oh yeah,
they refused. Everything else worked out fine.
Well, no, only one. Okay, well, we'll backtrack a little bit. Yeah, so Kitchen Nightmares is basically he went into a mom and pop restaurant, was just like
Katie's Bakery or some shit.
Well, yeah, that was one of them. But he'll just go into a place and just be like, your shit sucks, and here's why. We're going to give you a full renovation. We're going to redo your whole shit, and we're going to give you a brand new start. Dude, when I say maybe only an 1/8 of those restaurants survived after the fact, that's the absolute truth. I mean, the places, because of course with businesses you lease the property the building is on, you don't actually own the building. All of a sudden everyone's rent goes up, all this other shit, just because they were shown on TV, or their reputation due to clips being shown over and over never helps them rebuild. Like the show winds up being more detrimental than the rebuild was.
Yeah.
And then but there was only one place, only one, he could not help and actually walked out on, and yes, Amy's Baking Company.
Yeah,
that
they were like stealing tips. They're fucking all kinds of. He's like, "Oh man, this cake is fucking delicious. Did you make this?" She's like, "No, I bought it." And it's just like, "Oh god, you fucking bitch!" And that goes back to the whole box thing. See, even that asshole can't tell between a frozen cake and a baked one. All her shit was frozen.
Well, see, I thought that was the thing. Like, everything was handmade, and like the one thing that she was good at was making the cakes, and that was like the one thing that he like propped her up on. Was like, you do a good job on the cakes.
Oh, I stopped making cakes like a year ago. I started buying frozen ones.
Well, see, I remember that part.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, no, but there was so much shit that came out after the fact on that episode. Like, her husband was part of like the cartel and all this other shit, and like both of them got arrested for a short time, or like deported, or like the husband got deported back.
Well, he attacked the dude in the restaurant during the show.
Yeah, well, yeah, but no, I'm talking about like everything from after the fact, like after cameras left.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fuck them people.
Yeah.
And then I think my favorite, though, is the twins.
We were talking about the twins the other day.
The twins that own the pizza shop who were just I'm just going to put my hand in the goddamn oven. I'm going to fucking die.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. And I'm just like, do it. Fucking do it. You don't have the fucking sack between the two of you. You Tweedledee and Tweedledum motherfuckers. They look like cartoon characters, and they were twins, and they're doing this whole practical joke on him. He's like, my God, they're circus people.
And that's the thing. It's like, you watch Hell's Kitchen, you watch Kitchen Nightmares, and like, you've had probably, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 more years restaurant experience than I did overall. But it's like, I feel like between the two of us even, we could run and manage a restaurant better than half of these motherfuckers on these shows.
The only thing you gotta, like, a lot of it comes down to compromises. The people who, that's what gets them, is the compromise.
Yeah.
Is, we want to show variety, so we make the menu too big. Oh, we don't have we got a lot of stuff we want to do, but let's keep the minimal small. Okay. All right, now it's a timing issue. You're open from, let's say, lunch to dinner, so you're talking about 10:30 to 9:30 at night. Well, that's not right. That's a fucking 11-hour day. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if I, like, in practicality, in restaurants experience, a lot of those people had like at-home experience more than anything. They got propped up by somebody who said, dude, this could be good to sell. I've been told that about my food. I'm not going to open a fucking restaurant. No way in hell.
No more Chris's Barbecue Rock and Roll Shack.
No Rock and Roll Shack. No. But like, I'm just thinking, like, how fucking dumb do you got to be to put yourself in that fast debt?
Yeah.
That quickly. Because you remember some of them were like, oh, I'm in debt $100,000. I had to sell my house. Dun, dun, dun. And it's just like, well, let me just jack up the rent real quick.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. You'll have enough to pay your fucking shitty employees. You'll have all the fucking money in the world. And then I love how he treats the wait staff. It's always great. Well, tell them how you feel. I fucking hate you, owner.
Like, and then he leans in and he's like, it's okay. This is a safe space. Fuck you.
Oh, you fucking duh. Where's my fucking pay from 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, really. You haven't paid them. And I will say, and that's the thing, is like Ramsay really gets the reputation of being an asshole, but
he's constructive.
In his own business and on his shows, he treats the wait staff with the same respect he does the cooks.
I remember watching Hell's Kitchen and that woman sent that shit back, and the head waiter is just like, chef, this lady sent this back, and he's like, what? And he's like, she didn't like this. She doesn't want it without that. He just fucking like flew off the goddamn handle. He's like, oh fuck no, and he walks around the kitchen. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. That's like that's the only reason I would go there is to get like some beautiful fucking like porterhouse or some shit with fucking pommes frites, which is just French fries, and like fucking like braised Brussels sprouts, something that somebody could fuck it up and be like, yo, can I get some ranch?
Where's the ketchup?
And just like, even I who make steaks is like, if you put ketchup on that, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
But you would say that just to see the reaction.
No, I want to get them riled up. I'll be like, no, I don't want none of that fancy tomato puree with the vinegar. No, I want Heinz. You only need 57 sauce. I'll pay the little extra. I'll pay the $1 extra.
You got A1?
A1? Oh, God. You want to smack someone in the mouth, say A1 to somebody who makes steaks for a living. You want that salty fucking sauce? Yeah, because it has no flavor.
It's like, yeah, I'd like what you do is you just order it well done with A1 on the side.
We went to a Chili's.
Your hand literally raised when I said well done.
We went to a Chili's. I took my employees out for dinner.
Yeah.
Took them out. And one of them orders a fucking steak well done. And everyone at the table was like, oh, like, what the fuck? Because she didn't know what medium rare, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Just get medium well.
Yeah.
Medium.
Yeah.
You still keep the flavor.
You don't want a well done. It's like, I get it if you don't want it red. It's like, fine, whatever.
If you marinated them for like a day, yeah, well done's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing but fucking flavor. It's nothing but barbecue and Worcestershire flavor.
And see, and that's what I've done before. I've done Worcestershire pineapple. And because I've gotten, again, poor living, you get the really cheap cut. And then you marinate that shit overnight. Yeah, and then you marinate that shit overnight, and you throw it on the grill on a slow cook, and then you pull that shit off, and it's good and tender. Yeah. But yeah, it's not red, but at the same time, with all the enzymes breaking. See, good eats. This is what helps. It's like I learned all the enzymes in like soy sauce and high acidic liquids break down the fibers in the meat, which make more tough cuts to more tender.
I skipped all that step by taking a knife and a fork and go, oh. It's like getting sucked off by an angel.
Well, I got to that step too, but first it was Alton going, yo, dude, guess what? You're poor. Let me help you with your cheap cuts of food.
Mine was, guess what goes good with pork? Apples and whiskey. That's how that works. Don't make anything from a 1950s cookbook because it all tastes like bland shit.
Or you have to mix in Jell-O with it.
That's another fucking thing, man. That's like, I don't want to hear anybody be like, "Oh, we had lobster thermidor or fucking chicken Kiev or something." Nah, that's all nasty fucking food. Steak Diane looks like steak in a can.
Steak in a can, not steak Diane.
But I'm serious. You, what's his name? Benjamin Babish.
Yeah.
Does a whole 1950s spread. It is disgusting. Like lobster thermidor is when you take the lobster out, mix it with cheese, and put it back in the shell. Steak Diane is like this weird gravy, and you're not talking about regular steaks. I'm talking about center cut steak medallions for like filet mignon. and we're just dousing them in some weird like white gravy and like cooking it in it to well done.
No.
And I forget what it was, like chicken a la king. Mm-hmm. It was a chicken pot pie that's just baked open. And it's just like, that's disgusting. It's a nasty looking chicken stew.
Well, see, my favorite though is you get the lime jello and you mix it with mayonnaise, shredded chicken, shredded carrots, celery, all that, and you let that form together and you slice it off and eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is something that's good there. It's called the Campbell's Tomato Soup Chocolate Cake.
What?
It tastes like chocolate, and it tastes delicious. One of the best cakes you ever fucking had.
Is that one of those depression meals?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, that sounds like a depression meal.
There's a very flamboyant gay fella on the TikTok.
Yes.
I
was going to say, I watched him.
And I love his surprise. He's like, God damn, what? He made avocado bread. Uh-huh. And like, it's green. Like, it's a fucking shiny green. He's like, it looks disgusting. Uh-huh. He cuts into that shit. He's like, my God, that's delicious.
I was going to say, I think it's the same guy. He made a potato cake.
Potato cake.
Yes.
From the 1940s.
Yes. And he's like, I'm not expecting this to be okay. And it's like, and he makes it and he's like, okay, well, it looks all right. And he takes a bite and he's like, guys, what the fuck?
Because it's all fucking starch and carbs.
Yeah.
Alton Brown, that's what he be jizzing all over. Oh, it's all starch and carbs. You could take what I just made in there. I made some cookies, right?
Yeah.
So I added oil instead of butter. Mm-hmm. So I used vegetable oil and it asked to do 2 tablespoons of fucking water.
Yeah.
If I used Gatorade, it'd be the same goddamn thing.
It just tastes a little fucked.
It'd be blue. Dude, there's a guy online. He does that. He takes standard ingredients. And just like he made bread. He made like soda bread, but he used Gatorade because it has the same amount of salt, same amount of sodium, same amount of liquid content, and sugar. So he can cut down on the raw sugar that he needs just to pour fucking Gatorade in there. And dude, it's this giant blue loaf. Because he used the frost one, you know? It's this giant blue loaf, and he cuts it, and like people are like, it just tastes like bread, but it's blue. Like they watched him make it, and it's blue bread.
Why don't you just put a little food coloring in it?
Fuck it. I used to make cheerwine cake.
Oh yeah, well yeah, cheerwine cake's fucking great. So is the 7-Up or Mountain Dew cake.
Yeah, I do the cheerwine glaze. I take a can, add a cup of sugar, and just oh yeah.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about it going flat too fast because cheerwine fucking goes flat 10 seconds after you open it.
Oh. Unless you get in a glass bottle, that shit will last forever. Something about cheerwine in a glass bottle makes it last forever. I left one open by accident one time. 2 hours later, still got zing.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I was gonna say 5 minutes after a can. It's like, oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
But there's another guy too. He was taking like raw ingredients and mixing them up. But making other stuff. Ken. Ken's mom showed up one day while we were outside working, and she made cranberry macadamia nut cookies.
Ooh, okay.
Dried cranberries, macadamia nuts.
Yeah.
And she said to us, I ran out of salt, so I used wavy Lay's. She put... Dude, you taste this motherfucker. It's a cookie, and it's that nice salty potato chip.
Really?
And crunch. Dude, there were chunks of wavy Lay's in that motherfucker because she ran out of salt. And she's like, oh, yeah, we used to do that shit all the time. We run out of salt, we use something else.
Yeah. My first thought wouldn't have been potato chips.
Yeah, fucking potato chips. It was fucking delicious.
I've went to make a quesadilla, and like I've already like made the whole quesadilla, and then you open up the fridge and you realize, oh fuck, I'm out of butter. You throw a little bit of mayonnaise on the pan. It's like, fuck it.
I didn't use butter. I just use the pan.
Well, I like a little bit of something to grease up the pan when I'm making a quesadilla.
Mix up, take some Texas Pete and mix it with soy sauce and throw it in there.
Oh yeah, that'll work fine.
No,
Texas Pete and soy sauce.
No,
that'll do great for my sinuses.
No, it'll allow you to fuck up. But, but no, I just make it like a cheap aioli without the cream. But and like it coats the fuck. If you put it in the pan and it's not boiling fucking hot, it coats the whole thing like a street taco.
Yeah.
And then it cooks it inside the tortilla, and then you fold.
Yeah. So no, I've never been above, using a little something to replace another thing, but it's
that's one thing I have noticed about it. You don't eat a lot of bread.
I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen you eat a lot of bread.
No.
Unless we're eating like sandwiches or burgers.
That really is the only time I do bread. I'll eat pasta. I eat a lot of pasta. Yeah. But no, when it comes to actual bread,
I'll be in here making a fucking grilled cheese with like 7 different cheeses. This motherfucker's like, I'll just make a quesadilla.
Honestly, yeah. I would if I don't I wouldn't say a quesadilla is better than a grilled cheese.
It is. You can put more stuff in it.
Yeah, but it's like I do tend to lean toward making a quesadilla before I make a grilled cheese.
I do. There's two different ways. Do you do the single in the pan then fold?
No, I do. You get the way a man makes a quesadilla.
Oh,
Chris.
please elaborate.
You get the entire tortilla.
Uh-huh.
You sprinkle it with cheese.
Of course.
You get an entire second quesadilla or a shell or the tortilla rather, and you put that bitch on top.
Mm-hmm. So you're making a quesarito.
No, it's just an entire circle quesadilla. None of this folding shit. That's for kids.
You gotta have the fold.
That's for kids, Chris.
Don't tell me how to do that.
The fold is for children.
You know what I'm
A
gonna do?
real man makes
this
an entire quesadilla, and you cut that shit into eights, and you pile it into your mouth.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the greatest grilled cheese he's ever going to fucking have. And guess what? I'm going to cook it. I'm going to cut it halfway instead of a triangle because it's like a fuck you. Dude, have you heard about that study they did with that triangle sandwiches?
No,
they took the exact same sandwiches.
Yeah,
they were all made the exact same way.
Right.
They cut them in triangles and they cut them in half.
Right.
All right. And the people said the triangle ones tasted better every time. In their mind, the sandwich shaped like a triangle tastes better than one you just go like in half. And they did grilled cheeses.
Psychology's weird, man.
Yeah, it's a cheap whore.
That's fucking psychology is weird.
But I'm just like, really? Because I ate a club sandwich and like Ken, this happened. Ken cut it in squares.
Yeah.
So half and half.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's a square.
Yeah.
I cut mine in triangles and he couldn't figure out how I did it. He's like, how are you cutting it in triangles? Because I would take like the long toothpicks.
Yeah.
And I would stick them.
Yeah.
And then cut it and then take the two halves and put them together and push the toothpicks a little bit closer in so they stick together.
Exactly.
So now you got a display.
Right.
And he's just like looking at me like, why are you doing it like that? I'm like, get fucked.
Hey man, how you doing that? I can see him being so perplexed, like he sees you from
And
like a semi-distance doing
we had
it.
the simplest fucking restaurant. We made sandwiches and we used chips. That's it. We didn't have fries. We had wedges. We had this thing called Parmesan wedges, which my friends in college really loved. They're like, Chris, you can come to the house. We got some potatoes. We got this. We got that.
Oh, so it's basically like potato wedges with parm on top?
It is, but they're par fried and then baked to make them healthier. Yeah. But yeah, just Parmesan wedges.
Okay.
And like a hot sauce or a spicy ranch.
Got
that
it.
went with it. But we
super basic stuff.
Yeah, super basic stuff. And we did this thing called a granola wrap.
Okay.
It was this hippie wrap where you take a tortilla.
A flour tortilla?
Take a flour tortilla. You add yogurt, honey, peanut butter, granola, bananas, and chocolate chips. And you roll it and then put it on the flat top.
You know, that doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, if it didn't have yogurt, it'd be fucking delicious.
Oh, you don't like yogurt?
Fuck no. Old milk.
No, I like yogurt.
Ugh.
Legit yogurt, like Greek yogurt. I like
maybe
Greek
I'll start
yogurt.
eating fucking yogurt.
Yeah. You're like, fucking, I'm smoking weed and drinking coffee now. I guess I'm eating yogurt now, too.
Just lose 15 pounds in a week. What'd you do? I just drank black coffee and apples.
A year later, he's like, Alex, turn me on to this green juice, man.
No, I bought actual green food.
Yeah.
There's a thing of broccoli in there. There's salad. There's grapes and shit. So
No, I drink my greens.
no, I made vegetarian pasta last night.
Yes, you
With
did.
red
It was
peppers.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All these cooking shows paid off.
I was cooking shows an experience,
Yeah.
and the lack of me not buying shrimp at the last minute when I left the store.
Well, no, and experience here too. I mean, it was that thing of like, when I was 14, I made Christmas dinner for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've always enjoyed it. It's just finally getting back into the swing of doing so now.
My parents
just
are
watch
hit or
a few
miss.
more of these shows.
My parents are hit or miss on what I make.
Yeah.
They don't. No, they don't like the way I do it.
Okay, that's kind of like a little wrap up on this, since the cooking shows kind of like influenced our cooking growing up a little bit. Is there something you've made that you feel is the most basic thing that your folks were like, Chris, you need to make that again? And like anytime it's like a family gathering, or if like, say you made it one year for Thanksgiving, every Thanksgiving they're like, are you going to make that thing again? Is there one of those for you?
There's one thing, I've only made it twice in my life. My parents want it almost every fucking time.
What is it?
Korean beef.
Okay.
I make the sauce from scratch. I sear it.
Yeah.
Just let it make. I make my own fucking soy sauce. I make my own or not soy sauce. My own Korean beef sauce. I have the broccoli. I have the chives.
And it was probably just all from like heart, and was just like, yeah, throw a little of this, throw a little of that. It was probably just like nothing.
It didn't mean shit to me.
Yeah. No, my sister is like that with my chili for some reason. She came over one time.
You use 1 meat or 2?
It was just a 1 meat. It was just ground beef. Whatever.
It needs 3.
I don't like deer.
You don't have to use deer.
That's what most people use in chilies.
No. I use beef, pork, and chicken breasts.
Yeah, I can see how that worked. But no,
Something
this was just a...
I need 6 pairs. I need 3 pairs of eyes.
Well, see, but this is what I was getting at, though. It was such a basic chili. It was just a beef, bean, tomato, corn, like, seasoned it up big time.
Shit. My parents fucking hate that shit when I make chili.
Why?
Because I'll make pork and beef chili.
Yeah.
And I put corn in there, and they're like, no.
Yes.
They don't like it. They don't like it with corn or green beans.
Oh no, green beans take or leave, but corn and chili is great.
Like when I make stuff, I put filler ingredients in there because I want to make enough.
Yeah.
So like I made that Florentine stuff last night. All that was broccoli, noodles, red peppers.
Yeah.
That's it. But if I was making it for, let's say, me, you, Cap, 2 other motherfuckers or something like that, I would add chicken. I would add shrimp. I would add this, and this.
Because it adds more to it. But yeah, no, so it was just the most basic chili recipe. And she came over like one time, they were just coming to visit to like drop something off. And she was like, oh, it smells chili. Oh, you want a small bowl of meat or something? Didn't even say much about it when she was eating. It's like, yeah, this is good. Just not much of it. A week later, Mom's like, your sister has done nothing but talk about your chili. I was like, huh, okay. I mean, I can give you all the recipe. I mean, it's like one of your like 1 and 1 and 1s. It's like, it's a can of this, a can of that, a can of this, sprinkle of this, a taste of this, and just kind of, do it up, yada, yada. She's like, okay, cool, thanks. A month later, she's like, we tried making the chili. It didn't taste right. You have to make it again. I was like, okay. It's like, I made it again. And also it's like, it didn't turn out exactly the same, but I mean, it tastes okay. It doesn't turn out the same every time. I just kind of throw shit together. And she was like, oh my God, this is better than the other one. I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever.
The problem I have is because like you've seen me cook, I cook a lot.
Yeah.
At once. And I have no qualms about cooking something separate for someone else.
Yeah.
I think I did, what was it? It was ribs? I did ribs.
And chicken
parm.
Yep.
Because Cooper said he didn't like cheese.
Yep.
I should have had to do chicken parm from scratch. So we had chicken parmesan.
Yeah.
Ribs. Green
vegetables.
beans and vegetables and the oven baked sauteed vegetables.
Yep.
Because I make that every fucking time I go up there. It's like clockwork, and she's still like, can you make that? I was like, yeah, I guess.
It's like, watch, sprinkle the vegetables on the pan.
When we go back up there, that's what I'm gonna be asking. What'd you cook? What'd you make? Huh? What'd you do?
It's like, it's been a couple years. You've been watching. What am I having?
Yeah. I guess I'll start taking pictures of my food. I'm just like, hey, I made this. What'd y'all have?
Put it in the Discord.
Yeah, put it in the Discord.
Get in the Discord, Chris. Make an Instagram and get in the Discord.
I don't even know what the fuck I put on Instagram. I don't even know.
Couch potato shit. Lego shit.
Be
the Lego man on Instagram.
Just like toss that cube.
Yeah.
Kobe.
And that's a good way to wrap up this episode of the Couch Potatoes. I've been Alex.
Morrison.
Hey, Morrison, do you have any sort of final thoughts?
To quote the 2 pizza guys, my God, my life is so terrible. I just want to die. Oh my God.